Hey everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to another episode of LG Crypto. In this episode, we'll be showing you a guide to Kanai, since many people in my group and many who will watch this video on YouTube want to get into the world of Law with a Kanai, but they don't know the profession. Okay, this is a very easy guide since it's a pretty simple profession to play. It's a profession where health matters more than mana. It's a profession that's a tank. It's a profession that's a strength-based warrior. It's a profession that's entirely physical. So first, what do we need to have on a Kanai for it to work? First, we need to level up the skills. As we see here, they're called melee and shielding. Melee is the Kanai's attack power. In other words, the weapon it's using. The higher your skill, the harder the Kanai hits. And shielding is the shield. It means that the physical hits it takes will deal less physical damage. Why? Because it has a very high shield. So, the first thing we need to focus on is leveling up melee and shielding. How do you level up melee and shielding? Well, here in the DP, we're talking here in Lunera since we all start our journey here in this world. Here in the DP, there are essentially 3 distinct types of training programs available. There's this particular one which is considered the most affordable option, and you can acquire it as follows. For example, just 1 hour of dedicated training with this specific trainer typically costs around 20k. 20k for 1 hour, right? So you click here when you're about to log off, when you're going to sleep. You set up training here and the next day you log in and your skills are higher. That's one way to do it. If you go into this room, this is the most expensive trainer there is. This is the trainer that levels up your skills super fast. But an hour costs approximately 1.2k, 1.3k, which would be in bolivars or in dollars about 20 bolivars per hour. And a little more, 22 or 23 bolivars per hour. So it's pretty expensive, but it levels you up extremely fast. And here we have the mid-level skills in this teleport, where an hour costs about 100k. This is the one I recommend for people who are just starting out, like level 100, level 80, who can already afford to pay 100k per hour. I recommend that you spend at least 4 or 5 hours every day so that your skills work really well. In this comprehensive Kanai's Cube guide, I'll thoroughly show you the primary and most important powers of the Kanai's Cube. For example, you always have to, when you reach a certain level, they will give you Exorigran and Exori Normal. Exorigran is the red one, which is the big one, and Exori Normal is the blue one. I always recommend this when you're hunting something. Always use the big one first and then cast the small one so you can kill quickly. Then, when you kill quickly again, all the monsters are almost dead. If you do it the other way around, you'll waste more mana. Why? Because if you cast the small one first, the monsters get hurt, and when you cast the big one, maybe the monsters are still barely alive, and you have to cast another Exori. Do you get what I mean? So, with 2 Exoris, you can kill the monsters that would otherwise take 3. So, it's better to cast the big one first, and then the small one. Do you understand? If the monsters still have some life left, you cast the big one again, and then they all die. So it's always better to cast the big one first. We come this way with this spell, which is Utito Tempo. That's what it's called, Utito Tempo. The thing is, here it doesn't have the trick, it doesn't have the name. The Towin, Kif, it seems like I come from Tibia. Understand that in Tibia it's called Utito Tempo, and Exoria is called Twiphrase, and Exorigran is called Strong Twiphrase, meaning the biggest one, the one that hits the hardest, the strong. So how do you combine these spells? For example, this one down here combines with this one up here and these 3. Why? Because this is the Utito Tempo, the Berserk that is the Utito Tempo, but the people who launch this last tempo have to be very careful because see what happens. 106 plus 38 and then 104 plus 5. 104 plus 5, 106 plus 38, that is, it raises your shears plus 38. You hit much harder with this power, look, and then when the power is removed, you are already plus 1, which is what this Kanai set has. When he has that power activated, he raises your melee to plus 38, but what happens here? You are not noticing it because it does not go down, but you lose the shielding. You lose the shielding completely, brother. The shield is useless to you, and the monsters are going to hit you really, really hard. You lose your physical protection. They hit you really hard. So I recommend you use that power only in spots where you are very sure you won't get killed. Because if you're surrounded by monsters and you use it just to kill faster, you activate that power and believe me, you could die. Because that berserker, it makes you hit harder, but you lose your shielding. Do I recommend this power? Yes, I recommend it, especially when you're killing a person. For example, I go all in, full attack, because the Kanai and all the professions obviously, but it works best for the Kanai and especially the Paladin. Full attack means you're hitting with everything you've got, with all your weapons. You're hitting full force. Here it's full defense so that monsters hit you less. And here is between shield and attack. This is what I recommend when you're leveling up, so you don't waste as much shield and attack. When you're going to kill someone, whether it's another profession, paladin, mage, whatever, you set it here, full attack. And if you're chasing, because the Kane always has to use follow to chase them. For example, you come here like this, you chase the monster, right? And you give it a little tempo, which is this one here, and you hit it with this pum. That's the combo. I'm killing someone. I would be. Utito tempo tempo. You approach her, Exori Gran, and you throw it at him. Fox. This one here. You throw yourself into it. Brutal slash. What is it? The power of Canadian. What else? It has a hit to the work. A hit. What I recommend to you, if you're killing a mage or whatever, you hit them with Exori. And Exori Gran. Exori Gran. Audito tempo. Exori Gran. And follow him so he doesn't get away. Exori Gran. Exori Gran. And if he's lower level than you, even more so, Tikiti. When you see that he's running out of mana, you come in, when you're leaving him kind of low on health like that, you hit him with this one with Exori, you hit him with this one again, and you hit him with this one, which is this one right here called Brutal Slash. That Brutal Slash with the Berserker. Oof. That's the top power of the Kanai to kill someone. Here is the bar. Just like this. Arrange it so you have activation with the Kanai. Activation. And you're not missing anything. This one for hitting, have all your hits at maximum. Now, this one here is mostly used for bosses and for killing people. When you're hunting, you don't really need it because you're going to be hitting just one monster. The idea is to hit in an area, which are these two powers, Exori and Gran and Exori. The Kanai's attack guide is very easy since it's a profession that's pretty strong because it's all about life, and strong physical hits. So, well, you use the mana for your level. Obviously, you use the mana for your level. You use this one, the Exetares, which is very important. Exetares works because when you're blocking monsters, since you're the strongest, you need your mages who are with you not to get hit. So you take down the monsters easily. You're in the cave leveling up, tuku, and you're there with the mages, the sorcerer, the paladin, and obviously they're doing CEO, and you don't want them to hit the other one. For example, look right there. I want them to hit him. He's small. Hit me instead. They all come toward me. All the monsters look at me because of the power of Exetared, which is called, it's called here Defi. It makes all the monsters look at you. So they enter here in this blue circle. All the monsters are going to look at you. And that way you are the Kanai, the blocker, the strong one. You are the physically strongest class, you know? You are a class, a very, very strong class. The Huri is for running. The Verser, which I already explained, is the strong one. The one for regeneration. It regenerates every so often. That's at level 100. 20 health, 20 health, 20 health, 20 health. It's very important to always have it active. Also, the Ficta is to activate if you don't know how to use Exibar. You go here to commands, type in the truth, and here you'll see all the commands in the game as such. The Exibar, for example, is where it says Fin. Fint. You place here. Fin. Let's put Thug. True? Then you press here. Let's end it here. As an example. Spell. And crook. Look, here it comes out now. So you're looking for it. I was in the Sulwi. Here it is, see? Sulwi is at the bottom left. And here it is, see? Here it is. West. Here it is. Here it is. Next to which you have right next to you. It's right next to you. Next to you. Do you understand me? It's something good. You have to be really alert with the Exiva. You're looking for someone. You set up your Exiva. They give you the name and you start to exhibit it. South down. North up. West to the left. East to the right. Lower 1 floor down. Hinger 1 floor up. Okay? North up. South down. West with W to the left. East with E to the right. Lower 1 floor down. Lower 1 floor down. Hinger 1 floor up. If it says southwest, lower level southwest, lower level southwest. It means it's down to the left, 1 floor below. Do you understand me? 1 floor down, to the south, to the left. You have to learn this so that when someone gives you a name or something, you can show it, and get it right there. Don't go around saying you work with this kind of stuff. This is a very simple guide to Kanai, mainly about Kanai's attacks. The Kanai set, well, it's something simple. About physical resistance, because like I said, Kanai sets always look for physical resistance. If it's fire, well, this is the fire moment. This set is for fire. But if you're leveling one that needs ice protection, you switch it out and buy one for ice protection, and so on. It all depends on what you need in the spot you're in. Same with weapons, elemental weapons. For example, here I have a physical one, right? It doesn't deal elemental damage. And here I have a two-handed physical weapon. This axe, what happens is it takes away my shield. Monsters hit me harder, but I also hit the monsters harder. So what do I use this axe for? I use this axe when I'm going to kill someone. Because if it's a mage, the mage is going to hit me with magic, and right now I don't have anything against magic. But he doesn't have a counter attack against physical. So you equip both the two-handed ones, Utito Tempo, which is the Berserker. And you hit them with Exorigran. You don't need a shield to protect yourself from magic. Remember that. The shield doesn't work against magic. So when you're killing someone, for example, this mage or this paladin, if you need to, the paladin hits with physical attacks. So you need to use the bow. If you have a shield, you'll take less damage. But if it's a mage, you equip the two-handed sword and go king, because your resistance is against physical, not against magic. So don't worry about that. Of course, there are more advanced Kanai shields that do protect against magic. They protect against death, which is the mage's SD. So, well, it's a balance you have to figure out. What you really need at the moment you have the Kanai, whether it's 60, 50, 100, 200, 300, or 500. It all depends on what you're using at that moment, whatever level it is. But it's a very easy guide. It's a really easy profession to understand. I recommend it 100% if you like the Kanai. It's really good. And that's it. This is an episode of Algae Crypto on how to use the Kanai in Law. Blessings.